Evening, folks. So, just a quick update tonight. Thanks for coming back to the channel. Not much gonna get done tonight. Currently, I'm missing pipe. I have everything except pipe. So, I have the fittings to weld on to those coolant pipes at the bottom there for the turbo drain and feed. Those are the coolant lines coming from the rear. Yes, I could have tapped it off the existing water pipe, but I choose not to. I want the turbo to have proper cooling, so it's going to get water coming from the rear, so it will be cooler, so it will in theory last longer. These are Ace race parts, and 6 fittings, because the drains on the turbo are and 6, so getting those ready to go. Still clocking and reclocking the neck of this turbo. Eventually I'm gonna weld on aluminum V-bands onto it, but still playing around with where I want it output. As you see, currently I had it coming out the other side, but I kind of like it clocked to this side, so we'll see. Still playing around with that. Problem with it being this way, it clears, but it's a little close to the brake booster. But I'm gonna 90, like a 90-degree off coming off the turbo, or gently curved, not too sharp of a bend, so 90 won't work, but we'll see. The brake lines here will be rotated the other way, where this part will be at the bottom, so it will not be interfering with the heat coming off the turbo, and those heater core lines are going to be 90 degrees going through the stock location hole there, so none of that will be in the way of the exhaust housing. Beyond that, it's just to wrap up the little knickknacks. This is the majority of the fabrication that I have to finish up on this car. Was just the turbo kit and the intake. Like I see last night, I welded on the dash 10 fitting, so that's there, just waiting for me to drain the oil so I can do the oil cooler, cut those fitting off, and weld dash 10 fittings on them. I also have a external oil cooler that's going to be attached to this, which I do on all my cars, so it gets double the cooling the oil. They have thermostatic things in them. They come from 034 and from the tuner, which is in Europe, so they don't let oil out to get cooled unless it's hot. So like now, where it's cold in the northeast, I don't have to worry about that issue, because it won't release oil to the coolers until it needs to, or when it gets too hot if I'm pushing it in the winter. Otherwise, it's just to get a belt to put on the alternator, which is all flash rusted but it's not seized, and slap that on there. I'm also waiting to finish up the wiring. We're running stock harness for just the necessity plugs. Beyond that, it's just to wrap up just the fabrication and put the front back on. I have to also make provisions for the front bumper, which gonna get a oil catch can at the bottom for the oil pan, whether you drag race, and also I think it would make sense too for circuit racing. I'm gonna have an integrated oil catch containment under the bottom of this, since it's a short pan, and it's gonna be welded on top of the aluminum diffuser that I'm planning on running, so it will be a double purpose thing. I'm gonna also be running a A-Klass-Audi, so that will be plumbed in as well. When I drain the oil to do that, I'll plumb the fitting for the A-Klass-Audi as well. Beyond that, it's pretty much just to finish the wiring over the course of the winter, and then move on to saving some money, put some money aside, and get the roll cage started on the inside of the chassis. And then Then I'll start messing with the inside, because once I know the exterior is done, then I'll go on the inside in the early latter half of the spring towards the summer, which is when I'll then start the roll cage setup. And then towards the end of summer going on to fall, then I'll start working on the wide body setup I have planned, in addition to revisions to the suspension on this car. It's a nice car, but they're too narrow in my opinion. They oversteer. So we're going to take out a bit of that. That's also why I will take out some of the weight off the nose. And carbon bits will eventually make them way. My buddy in the Bronx, he said he can do carbon fiber, so we're going to work up some molds, get some stuff done, and eventually start replacing the back doors first with carbon, the fenders, the front clip, maybe the diffuser, we'll see, plugs for the roof while I do the roll cage. So tons of work to be done. Channel will be busy. Yes, I'm not setting myself a deadline yet. I know most channels try to do that because they have deadlines meet for their sponsors and stuff. I don't have that time crunch. I only have a time crunch for where the car is being stored, because it's not my garage. I need to find a garage space. But beyond that, just working with what I have. Try to put out some stuff daily. Post up new content as much as I can, with as much as I can when I get stuff shipped in, and keep you guys posted. So that's just a little update for tonight. Got some parts came in, but not the actual pipe to actually weld that to weld the 90 or 45 on there, to seal the hole with a 3.5-inch tube, to come out the side, go down the bottom, and wait eventually for the side skirts to properly run the exhaust along the side. So that's it for tonight. So don't forget, like, share, subscribe, drop me a feedback, let me know what you think I should do more of or less of, and what you want to see. This channel is going to be strictly mostly V-dub stuff, Audi stuff. That's predominantly what we have. I like Eclipses. I always was a Mitsubishi head, but I can't find a nice red GSX or GDST, so I can do some nice mods too, and do some white tuck and all that fancy shit. But until I find one, so far it's just going to be a video about this channel. Yes, don't mind my ashy hands, because I've been out here doing stuff. That's why my hands are white. I got lotion, people. I got lotion. Catch you in the next one.